So word is there's a new
Oh,
uh, Aliens show, TV show. Not
series
that there ever was an Aliens, well, Alien,
on
HR
FX.
Giga, HR Giga
Mm,
on FX.
on
Is it on
FX.
FX?
It looks like it's on FX. It
Oh,
says
it says
FX.
right. Yeah, it's going to be called Alien Earth,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
which which I'm assuming is all going to be on Earth. On Earth, no one can hear you scream.
On Earth.
Wait, that's not gonna work out, is it? But yeah, let's have a look at this trailer. See if it's got potential.
Potential. Potential. Let's see if it's got any
Potential.
potential.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Whoa.
2, 1.
How's our girl?
She's ready.
You're gonna be the first person to transition from a human body to a synthetic.
Because I'm special.
That's right.
Wow.
Okay, that's quite an interesting concept.
Transitioning from a human to a synthetic human.
Synthetic, which that's never been done before. I mean, they've always had they call them synthetics or android on these
Or
on the Alien movies. They always one of them malfunctioned in the original, but
replicants.
there've been replicants, yeah, like Blade Runner type
Runner,
replicants, artificial. They've never been human consciousness downloaded into it.
Well, Avatar was.
Uploaded. Oh, you're right. That was James Cameron,
Yeah. Of course.
who also
Different.
did the Aliens. Yeah, but I think Ridley Scott is the guy behind the Alien franchise.
I didn't realize it
So,
was two different guys for Alien and Aliens.
oh wait, that's common knowledge. So Ridley Scott
Mm-hmm.
of Blade Runner fame
Mm-hmm.
did the original Alien.
Okay.
So a lot of people have placed Blade Runner in the Aliens universe. Whether they are or not,
Okay.
we don't know, but it's quite likely. And James Cameron is the Terminator guy,
Yeah, I know. And Titanic and
oh yeah, Titanic, which is another science fiction masterpiece,
mm-hmm.
uh,
and Avatar.
and Avatar,
Right.
and he did Aliens
Okay.
with an S, which
Mhm.
was the sequel to the original Alien movie, and then they all went all over the place after that, different
Mhm.
directors and.
Right.
And then they came out with those prequels. What was it? Prometheus and Alien Covenant, and there was a new one
I
recently,
saw
Alien
that.
Romulus,
Yeah.
which were all a bit hit and miss. Some of them had their moments, but it's good to see this one. It kind of looks like they're bringing back that original kind of wrecked-looking, dilapidated machinery, and the old Apple II computer screens.
Right. Well, that's always been the
Yeah.
aesthetic with what's his name again? H.R. Geiger, right?
Yeah, and the original Alien,
Mhm.
which was made in 1978 or 79 or something like that.
Yeah, that was in the
that's
70s.
that was the technology of the time.
Mm.
But then when they came out with those prequels, it's like, why would they suddenly have in the past that have holographic screens and everything, and then
Mm-hmm.
go into the future and end up using Apple IIs?
Well, we still have. I mean, there are still people who use old computers for.
For their starships, right? Okay, yeah, we gotta build some starships. Can we get a whole bunch of Commodore 64s and Apple II monitors and
Well, I'm
all
sure.
they could get, all they could
I'm-
afford in the future?
I'm sure SpaceX is using modern technology in their rockets, but when I was in the military, the the airplane that I worked on, a lot of the technology in that was 20 years old, 30-year-old technology when I was working
Oh,
on
wow,
it,
yeah.
just because they don't necessarily use the latest technology. They use it all has to be tested and tested, right? So maybe that Apple II was just it just worked, and
Okay.
they just kept using
alright.
it.
It's That's a plausible scenario. All right, so they've gone back to using Apple IIs in the future after having, high def holographic imagery.
By the way, if you came here to just watch the trailer, sorry for talking so long.
We're getting sidetracked.
We're getting sidetracked, but hopefully you should just go watch the original trailer if that's what you were looking for. That's not what we do here. But yeah, if there's something else you want us to react to, tell us in the comments, and we'll go ahead and let you watch the rest of the trailer now.
You're very, very special.
Whoa.
Prodigy City.
We have a downed spacecraft.
I want what's on that ship.
We can do it. We're fast. We're strong. We don't break.
It's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
This ship collected 5 different life forms from the darkest corners of the universe. Monsters.
Oh.
Invasive species. Predatory.
If we don't lock them down, it will be too late.
Whoa.
Wow, that actually looks kind of cool.
It does, but how long's it gonna last? You remember Raised by Wolves?
I was about to say the same thing.
Oh, really?
You read my mind. I was like, when I saw that produced by Ridley Scott, I was like, yeah, like Raised by Wolves. What happened to that? That was just getting good.
I know. What happened
and they
to
just
it?
totally canceled it after season 2.
Yeah. But this looks good. I mean, hopefully it does better than Raised by Wolves. You know?
Yeah. I'm a little bit apprehensive about like the fact that it's on Earth though. The whole thing about Aliens was that it's in space, There's something claustrophobic about it, you're trapped in a spaceship, surrounded by space, endless space.
Right.
If it's on Earth, it's kind of like, well, just hop on a helicopter and get out of there and go somewhere else. Unless they've got to save the Earth from being taken over by aliens, in which case it would render the original Aliens movie.
That's what I was thinking. How does this tie in? Because this is a prequel. How does this tie into the original? Like, yeah, it seems like there might be some plot holes there if they're
if they're already on Earth and they're aware of the existence of
you know the original Alien way better than I do because I've only seen it maybe twice. So you're saying this might not make any sense.
It might canonically, but at the same time, if it's in like a cordoned off secret facility, then they've got all the claustrophobia they need, and they can't allow it spilling out. But if it's a TV show, there's also the risk of it becoming like the Grateful Dead and just being dragged on ad nauseum until it's like, what we're going to do next? Okay, they've got to round up all the aliens that did get out.
You didn't just make fun of the Grateful Dead, did you?
Oh, damn straight up.
On my show? What?
I loved the first few seasons, but towards the end, it went on and on and on and on. More of the same.
You know
what I'm saying? I mean,
of which show? Which show now?
The Walking Dead.
Oh, The Walking Dead. You said The Grateful Dead.
But did I say The Grateful Dead?
Yes.
They never had their own
what show are you talking about? Oh my God.
Grateful Dead, Walking Dead. You know what I mean?
I know they're no Sha Na Na, but come on.
The Grateful Dead.
I was like, what
Yeah, they
show
were
are you
awesome.
talking? Yeah.
Oh,
But
wait.
no, yeah, The Walking Dead. No, that just no. To some people, definitely The Grateful Dead go on and on
Grateful
too.
Dead. Oh, sorry, my bad. Like I meant the Walking Dead.
But The Walking Dead
That
definitely
just-
goes on and on. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and so there's the risk that happening. But yeah, from what I see over here, this looks pretty cool. And I must say, the casting choice, looks like a big step up from the last film, what was Alien Romulus, where it was just everyone was just too young. It was like millennials in space.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
I
It's just
didn't
these
didn't see
actors,
it.
When you think about the original Alien,
Mm-hmm.
or Alien, the film Alien,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, I guess Sigourney Weaver was kind of young in those days, but they looked like, hardened, salty space truckers.
Yeah, people looked older back then when they were at
People
a younger
generally
age.
did look, especially
Yeah.
Harry Dean Stanton. I mean, he was
Yeah.
born old.
There's a lot more smoking going on back then.
Yeah, but because what made me think of that is the actor the African American looking dude or black guy if he is. It looks like the guy from Alien. He looks exactly like him in a way. From Alien.
I'm not.
Yasef Koto, I think his name. Yasfet Koto.
Yasfet Koto. I don't know who that is.
He was
But
one of the crew on the original Nostromo.
Yeah. I mean, I must have seen him. Obviously, I don't remember that character. I remember Sigourney Weaver, and some was there like a Hispanic woman too, or is that a different movie I'm thinking of?
That was part 2. That was Fast.
That was
Gas. Yeah, I remember.
That was Aliens.
That was Aliens. There was John Hurt, who was the first guy with the alien chest burster that came out of his stomach.
Oh
He's a legend,
yeah.
the legendary John Hurt
Right.
of 1984 fame.
Mm.
There was Tom Skerritt.
No, don't remember him either.
Skerritt. He was in
Skerritt,
Top Gun.
no.
There was a Harry Dean Stanton, man. Harry Dean Stanton,
Harry
bro.
Dean Stanton, man. His name was Stanton, man. Or
It doesn't ring any bells. Okay, come on. But either way, those crew were kind of they were salty space dogs.
yeah,
were,
right. Yeah,
Young kids trying to fly starships and things. But
yeah.
this
So
looks
I
so
haven't
good.
seen the newer one that you're talking about, so I don't know. But
Well, it's got a kid who's from the trailer is going to be transplanted into a replicant body, a synthetic body.
In space, no one gives a. In space, no one gives